my life is our life now, right? And so I need to accept that and stop fighting it. And the one thing that I did to stop that was hello, I'm Kristen. I have been a police wife for 9 years, and on this channel we talk all about police wife life, dating a cop, and everything that is normal. And I hope to provide you with helpful tips every week on Monday on how to overcome police wife struggles in this new series of videos that I have been making. So definitely check out the previous videos on loneliness and common police wife struggles, and also a candid video where I talked about kind of, is this an equal partnership or not? Someone asked me a really good question on my Instagram, and I just answered it honestly about my marriage. So in this video, I want to talk about the one thing that you can do to get rid of any resentment that you have for your spouse. Resentment is so common among police spouses because we do take on so much more than average wives do. And so I want to first acknowledge that. We have to acknowledge that that is real, that we do take on more, and that is the reality of what comes with this life. And if you watch that candid video, I will link it below, you will hear me talk more about that and how that's okay with me, because we still have a really good partnership and an amazing marriage anyway. It's just unique to this life, but it doesn't mean that you can't have joy in it. But I will tell you very honestly that when I first was married to Rick, during the first year was the worst, but it really did take me a little longer than that to find joy. I was resentful and I was angry and frustrated with him over the schedule. Like, mostly I was really frustrated with the schedule. So Rick's work, I've said this before, but they have 4-week deployment periods. So every 4 weeks that do not correspond with the calendar, he gets a new schedule, and we don't know what his schedule will be with beyond that. So I've heard of other departments that get like a full year. Which it has pros and cons to each, because Rick's schedule could change, his hours could change, which is maybe good if we didn't like it in the 4-week period he got before, but he doesn't even work like the same days every week. So he usually would work 3 or 4 days on and a couple days off, and so it's really hard to plan ahead, and that really frustrated me because I'm like a really practical, like stable person in my life, like in the way I designed it. But what I realized is that my life is our life now, right? And so I need to accept that and stop fighting it. And the one thing that I did to stop that was focus on gratitude. So I'm going to tell you this kind of cheesy story that we were watching this kind of B movie, like Christian movie called Fireproof, and I will try to find it below. It was not free last time I looked on like Netflix or anything, but we were watching that movie, and it was about marriage, and this husband and wife were in a really tough spot. And this husband went to a pastor or priest, and they told him, I want you to do this for 30 days. I want you to focus on what you are thankful for in your spouse, and I want you to show her, and I want you to tell her what you are thankful for. I want you to think it. I want you to write it down and show her love for 30 days. Do that for 30 days. You can do it for 30 days and see what happens. And obviously, like, what happened in the movie, excuse me, is that he did successfully show his wife that he loved her. He got her little gifts, and he did things for her that were nice, and he told her that he loved her, and it changed their whole dynamic. And let me tell you, like, we had watched that movie during a time that was really challenging. Maverick was, I think, still a baby. That was the hardest year of our life, like, because we attempted to juggle having no daycare and our 2 jobs. I'm a working woman as well, and so it was crazy. Like, we weren't sleeping, we were juggling, just trying to have no daycare for Maverick and just have opposite schedules. We never saw each other. Like, it was crazy. And that's when I was the most resentful, which kind of makes sense. Like, we were trying to do too much, right? And taking on too much. So I like heard that move. I was like, I hear this, like, this is a message to me. And I started to focus on gratitude for Rick. And prior to this moment in our marriage, Rick was working a lot of hours. He was in a specialized gang unit. working overtime a lot, and he did not want to take any time off either. Like, he didn't want to take any vacations. He did take paternity leave, and I'm so thankful for that. But besides that, like, he didn't want to take any little vacations here and there with the family to like go anywhere special and just have time off together. And I remember even like we were pregnant with Leonidas, and I was like, hey, let's do like a baby moon with Maverick. Like Leonidas is our second. So to like take Maverick somewhere before we had Leonidas. And I kind of had to plan it and kind of pursue it, and kind of like I felt like drag Rick on this little vacation. But after I kind of changed my mindset and did this thing, which is focus on gratitude for Rick, things changed. Prior to doing this, I was telling him like, hey, you're never home, like really negative things that were making him not really want to be around me probably. And he was probably getting defensive, right? But once I started to shift my mindset around this and focus on him, it is so powerful, the change that you could see in your marriage. I started doing things for him without expecting anything back. I started telling him that I loved him, that I was thankful for him. And I feel like if you were in this resentful place, it can be very hard, like because you are angry and you are frustrated, you're mad, whatever it is. But I want you to fake it till you make it, okay? And I actually have a self-care challenge that I designed, and day one is to start thinking about what you're thankful for in your spouse. You can start like a gratitude wall where like you have sticky notes, and every day for 30 days, write down something else that you are thankful for in your spouse. And it will literally, excuse me, oh my gosh, I have such bad allergies. It will literally change the way that you think and feel about your spouse, and that will change your behavior. Thus, it will change his behavior. Okay, that is what I saw in my marriage, and that is so powerful that you can do it. You can create change. Because what I saw over time is that Rick even started to want to take time off with the family. Like, it wasn't just that we were happier when we were together and I wasn't frustrated and angry anymore, but also he started to do things I had wanted the whole time. I had wanted more time with him, and I started seeing that in him. And it's because I wasn't frustrated and angry, and he wasn't getting defensive anymore. I was showing him love, right? Every day, trying to show him love. And it wasn't like every day, like I had to work on it, but I wasn't angry anymore. I was content. I was happy with him, and thus he was happy with me and wanted to spend more time with us. What an amazing thing that we can do, right? Like, I just think in our marriages, like, we have control to do that, as hard as it is to kind of be that person that has to step up. But we have to look inside ourselves and see, what are we doing that is creating this like not good situation that we're in? And I have to tell you, like, it's been such a beautiful time since then. Like, it was around a few years in that we stopped arguing over the schedule. We stopped arguing because I didn't fight it anymore. You know, I was just like, this is our life. It's mine too, and I need to accept it. And I need to be thankful for everything that Rick does. And I talked a lot about that in the video where I was talking about partnership and like, is it an equal partnership or not? I don't focus on that every day. What I focus on is that I have this husband who's an amazing father to our children. He's an active dad, always has been. When he's here, he's so helpful. And that isn't the truth for everybody, you know? And I know he's loyal to us, and like, we're in this for the long run together. We love to plan ahead together, and we have like goals as a family and as a married couple. And that is so much fun to like see the future together. We bought a cabin a couple years ago during COVID, and that was so like, oh my gosh, like, I still am so amazed that we have this dream house, like basically near Yosemite in the mountains, and we are renting it out as Airbnb, and it's such a fun journey to do together, like this little entrepreneurship together. And we have other goals, you know, that we want to do together. And I think to be a partner, it doesn't mean you're with each other every single day and that the person's always there for you every second, every day, because our spouses just can't be. So to think about the things on those times when you are feeling lonely or frustrated about the schedule, to think about the things that you are so thankful for can really change your mindset. and it will change your marriage. I strongly believe that. So I hope that this video was helpful for you. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, or if this resonated with you and you're going to try it. I'm going to link that challenge, the self-care challenge, which doesn't just focus on gratitude, but also if you focus on taking care of your needs, your wants, yourself, then you will be a better partner to your spouse. And that is why I focused, and I call it the self-care challenge, not just gratitude challenge, because it will help you in so many ways. And I hope that it creates new patterns and routines in your life that are sustainable. And those are the things we're going to be talking about in my new coaching program that is starting in January. And so I hope you will consider joining in that program. You're going to have a weekly video that is pre-recorded, and then we're going to have a live session every week with me and with other women. And that will be a chance to meet other wives, which I think is so important for us to relate with each other and help each other, empower each other in this sometimes challenging life. And I look forward to seeing you next week in my video. Have a great day.